I bet. Welcome back to the 27th episode of Toxiris Rates. Today we got Juice WRLD, Tory Lanez, Boogie, PNB Rock, Wiz Khalifa. A whole lot of artists have dropped some albums today, so that's why we won't have any singles in this episode, just a couple albums. Though I gotta admit, I will leave out the 2K Baby and the Rick Ross album, simply because I haven't heard them yet. Oh, and the NBA YoungBoy album. I didn't have the time to hear these yet because I had to rank some of the other albums. And I was pretty busy all day. Having said that, let's get into the first album, which is Before AVA, or Before Artist versus Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, or Boogie versus Artist by Boogie Wit Da Hoodie. Just a short 7-track EP with all new songs besides 24 Hours with Lil Durk, which was released earlier this year. Pretty solid EP. Nothing groundbreaking, but I gotta say that I think Boogie's style works better in a more shorter album or EP format, just because he tends to overblow his albums a lot, and his style is not really something I want to listen to for 2 hours straight, just because I would probably fall asleep. Doesn't mean his music is boring, but over a time span like that, it can get boring. Like, for example, Artist 2.0 Deluxe was way too long in my opinion. Still, this is the perfect length. He has a couple good, a couple bad songs. I ranked it on my main channel in case you want to know what songs I consider good and what bad. Overall, it's a solid project. Then we got To Get You Through the Rain by PNB Rock, an EP. This man has the audacity, after not dropping any project for 2 years, to drop an EP and after teasing his album TBH, to be honest, for a whole year, this man drops an EP with 6 songs. Anyway, the EP is solid, all new songs besides the song High, which was released a couple months ago. Well, I would say re-released, because it was released before, just not on streaming and just not this version. It was basically remastered. It's a solid EP. It had to grow on me though. That first track with Thugger and Lil Baby, still, it doesn't suck, but it's still not really good. Thugger is okay, Baby is better, but nothing great. And overall, the EP does have good songs. I added all to my playlist, but that's just because I'm a big PNB Rock fan. Anyway, good EP, but could be better. Going into Life of a Hotboii by Hotboii. This has easily the worst album cover in this video. This looks fucking... What the fuck is this? Anyway, I think this is a better project than his last album, Double O Baby, but it doesn't really touch the heights of his first project, Cut the Fan On, which is absolutely my favorite and one of my favorite projects of 2020. It is good. It includes a lot of the singles he dropped through the year, because he did drop a lot of singles. One of them being Nobody Special with The Future, which is easily the biggest one from the ones he's dropped. I think it's a solid project. It has a couple good songs, but overall most of the songs are pretty forgettable. Not bad, just not really memorable. I hope I don't forget too many songs off this project, because they did sound pretty good, but I don't know, not as good as anything on Cut the Fan On. Yo, this is Editing Toxiris right here. I just wanted to throw in that I've also listened to Wiz Got Wings by Wiz Khalifa, Cardo, and Sledgren, which is a pretty good project, but if you are just starting to get into Wiz Khalifa, nothing essential. Has a couple good songs, but not outstanding at all. So if you want to get into Wiz, listen to other things first. This is just something if you run out of Wiz Khalifa music somehow. And what I've also listened to is Yo 88 by TM88 and Pierre Bourne. Also a very, very solid project, honestly. I did really enjoy a couple of those tracks. They were pretty catchy, but overall just nothing too special. I enjoyed it. It was a good listen, but probably nothing I'm going to play a lot. Let's get back to the rest of the video. Second to last album we got is Alone at Prom by Tory Lanez. Easily my favorite project of the day. I can say it surprised me, because I already loved both the teasers to this album, which are Lady of Namek, I don't know, and 78 Stingray. I loved both of them, so I wasn't surprised that I wasn't surprised by liking this album. I was just surprised by how much I liked this album. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 on the main channel, and I really enjoyed. Obviously, lyrically, this is not anything deep. This doesn't have any great bars, any great flows, whatever. But it does have catchy hooks and catchy melodies. And that's what I want this album for. This is just a very enjoyable listen. You can throw it on under many circumstances. And I love it for that, honestly. I don't know if it hits the 80s style because I don't listen to any 80s music besides a bit of 80s rap, but obviously this has nothing to do with 80s rap. I can't tell whether it sounds real or not, but it sounds good, and that's what's important to me. Last album we have Fighting Demons by Juice WRLD. I feel like this is an album where many people have conflicting opinions. I mean, if you look into the comment section of my ranking video, some people hate it, some people say it's Juice's worst album, some people say it's a very good album, it's better than most of the things Juice dropped. Personally, I think it's, if you come from Death Race for Love or Goodbye and Good Riddance, it is a disappointing album because it is far away from both of those projects. But I'm not surprised by that because the latest album we got before this one was Legends Never Die, and I really didn't enjoy that one. And I do think that Fighting Demons is better than Legends Never Die. I have just way more tracks that I enjoy, and just overall with the skits, what I mentioned earlier in my first reaction, those skits really hit hard for me and make this, in some way at least, a really outstanding album, because usually I don't really give a shit about skits or about interludes or about spoken words in albums. That's just me. But in this album, they really hit me for the most part. Overall, I think it's a pretty good album. It might be one of Juice's worst albums. Like, I think that World on Drugs and Legends Never Die are worse, but the other two are better in my opinion, and the 999 EP is obviously better too. I don't get the hate. I think it's a solid project. I think there's not much to hate about it. It's obviously, it has a couple songs that are just could have been left off, and a couple songs were already leaked as far as I've heard. I don't know. I don't listen to leaks. Having finished everything that I wanted to say, I appreciate y'all for watching, and have a great one.
Remember back then, all them hoes ain't want me. Now I'm ballin', all them same hoes on me. Mama told me that this came with the money and the motherfucking fame, even though I feel the same. I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga now.